This woman ferried 1,000 Holocaust survivors to safety by following her convictions. Ruth Gruber was a pioneering American journalist. At a time when most female reporters were writing lighter stuff for the social pages and women's magazines, Gruber was forging a new path. She was the first Western journalist to visit the Soviet Arctic. But it was when the U.S. government asked her to escort nearly 1,000 Jews across U-boat-infested waters to the shores of the United States that Ruth Gruber found her life's purpose. Ruth Gruber was born in Brooklyn, New York in 1911 to Russian Jewish immigrants. From a young age, Dr. Gruber defied convention. She graduated from high school at 15 and from New York University at 18. After earning her master's degree in German literature, she enrolled at Germany's University of Cologne and at age 20 earned her PhD. At the time, she was the youngest German doctor of philosophy. But it was her transatlantic ship ride with the European refugees that remained the defining act of her life. She said, "Standing alone on the blacked-out deck, I was trembling with the discovery that from this moment on, my life would be forever bound with rescue and survival." In 1944, President Franklin D. Roosevelt decided to grant temporary asylum to a group of the 36,000 refugees housed in Allied camps in Italy. They would depart from the port of Naples, make the transatlantic voyage, and live until the end of the war at an army camp in Oswego, New York. At the time, 32-year-old Gruber was working as a special assistant to Interior Secretary Harold Ickes in a brief interlude to her journalistic career. She told her boss that the refugees would be terrified and traumatized. The secretary had a great idea. He sent Gruber over to hold their hand on the voyage. When Gruber arrived in Naples to meet the refugees, they were surprised to find that their liberator was a woman. Once she was on board the ship, Gruber assumed the only rank that commands more respect than general, that of a mother. The refugees, some of them too old to walk, actually called her Mother Ruth. Fluent in German and Yiddish, she organized English lessons, cared for the seasick, and taught at least one refugee her first English song, "You Are My Sunshine." Together, they made the 2-week journey without attack, and the refugees arrived in the United States. However, as a condition of their entry into the United States, they had to sign contracts promising to return to Europe at the end of the war. Gruber's job could have been done when they arrived in the U.S., but she did not abandon them. She was a leader among the people who, after Roosevelt's death, successfully lobbied President Harry Truman to allow the refugees to stay in the United States. Until the end of her life, Ruth Gruber remained convinced that the United States could have saved many more. In business as in life, we have to stand by the strength of our convictions. Call to action. You. Take 12 minutes right now to consider what you feel so strongly about that you'd go to any lengths to make happen. This woman ferried